Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good afternoon, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Sindh Sanwar, your host for the day, and I have with me a great guest today for us. She's an excellent early years practitioner, and she's been in the field since 26 years. Her experience is still ongoing. She's learning, she's preparing, and the more we talk about, the more it gets better. Let's introduce to you our very good and great guest, one of my closest teachers, Miss Ayesha Wasty.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Sandhas, for inviting me to conduct this fabulous session regarding early childhood. It's a pleasure for me to be in connection with all the people who are there with me. And we will be talking today about the early years of young children and its importance, its emphasis in a person's life. So,
So, ma'am, let's start off with your first introduction. Like, tell me, who is Miss Ayesha Wasty? How did she become Ma'am Ayesha Wasty? So, Miss, let me, before you start, let me, give a very good introduction. You have been my teacher. You became my daughter's principal. That's how, the cycle went. And I have learned so much because DHA was very close to me. I did all my early years from there. And afterwards, I moved towards convent. So you tell me, how did you started? How was this journey with you?
Well, I started long time back in October 1993. I worked as a teacher first, and then I was upgraded as a principal, first of a daycare, DHA daycare center. Then it was converted into DHA Montessori once I did my own Montessori course. And then again, nowadays, it has been renamed as DHACSS. We called ourselves DHACSS because DHA College School System. And it is the brainchild of our Director Education, Brigadier Raza Hassan, retired. And it was his magnificent idea that he has really worked hard on it. Now there is a uniformity in the infrastructures of the school, plus the level of education, and the teachers have gradually improved. In my campus, especially because we are dealing with very young children, and I have DHACSS Montessori's with me. So I have got all the trained Montessori directresses who are, mashallah, very well focused, and they are very dedicated because we put our heart and soul in it. Now, and I must say, my wonderful product is in front of me, and I'm so proud of you.
And oh my God, that's a huge appreciation. That's a huge appreciation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Indeed, I would say that you guys have formed us so well. I must say that my early years became even a big stakeholder in my life. Why? Because they built me up. And I believe as I'm a mother now, and I see how children develop. So early years, they play a very important role in our life.
Exactly.
We have to, as parents, as people who are teachers, we need to understand that these young children that we have, they're sponges. They take in whatever we give. So, ma'am, elaborate to us, how do you, as a practitioner, teach or you lead your team with it?
Well, what I personally believe that I am not a boss. I am a leader, and I want to be leader. The leader is the person who leads from the front, and it is not. It's never me. It's never I. It's we. We work in a team with collaboration. We always sit together. We form the curriculum, we form the syllabus, and we work according to the pace of the child. Actually, in a Montessori environment, the children are not forced to learn or do a certain task. It is basically such a motivating and stimulating environment that the children, they start working themselves. Plus, everything is according to their age, to their biological age, according to the emotional needs, and the teachers, they put up a lot of effort to set up the environment accordingly. And I'm really glad that I'm working under a magnificent institute head, that is DHA, and we have the opportunity to work to our maximum. And
So, ma'am,
whatever.
taking your part ahead. I'm sorry if I have cut you out, but ma'am, taking this put this very core sentence that you said, that as a leader, you just want to you want to be that person who stands with them, or the person who
Yeah,
can make a better team. That's very important in terms of these young leaders that you see today in early years practicing. You must have seen so many people. You must have come across so many people. I've seen you
yeah.
in spells as well. So, ma'am, how do you see what difference do you see in us, and what do you think that what is there that's missing or that's came across?
Well, I think previously there was not much of one technology involved in the learning and teaching procedures. So we were more into bookish knowledge, and plus the requirement of that era was different than nowadays. Now, what is happening? We are more getting more technology based about education. We are
Yes.
getting that more, especially nowadays because of this Corona thing going around, COVID-19. Unfortunately, we are all bound in our houses, and we are
Definitely.
conducting classes for these young children also from online on Zoom. And the teachers have really put in their heart and soul the way they are doing it and the way they are conducting it to make the children sit for, I think, an hour is a big achievement. Because you
It
see,
is a
young
very
children,
big achievement. It's so
yeah,
hard.
and
I cannot even think of a child sitting for 1 hour. How do you guys do it?
yeah, this is what Montessori teaches us. Lots of
Yes.
patience, lot of love, lot of one encouragement to the children, because you see children, they need encouragement and they want to be appreciated. Well, it is, I think, a human psychology that all of us need encouragement and appreciation. So
Definitely.
that goes hand in hand. Plus the psychology of the children, we are taught in the Montessori system that we have to cater to each child, because you see, every child is different. There is individual differences, and it is not, and it is the task of the directress, it is the task of me, it is the task of my team to work accordingly.
Welcome, miss. I understand. Miss, I take your think forward. How do you guys cater children now in terms of the COVID-19? This is a pandemic, and us people who are now university students, even we are dealing with it with such a little, what should I say, problem. We sometimes face a lot of problems in our online classes. We try to cope up with it, but we are old enough to understand certain things, to cope up with certain things. How do you guys put forward all this?
Well, actually, once teachers, they start off with their one session. First of all, we talk to them about all the blessings that Allah Ta'ala has given us. Plus, then we intervene with the concept of COVID. That and I think most of the children, because of the media as well, and because of the awareness campaigns going around, and plus teachers, they keep on telling. Even myself, once I started with them on the online on the orientation day, I had a mask on my face and I had a sanitizer with me, soap, and we spoke about it. And one of the child pointed out, Madam Auntie, you're not wearing the mask. Like a darling, because I have to speak to you. So see, they were saying, Acha, they even had forwarded us on our Facebook, on our WhatsApp, and our on the apps that about the Corona thing. They had sent us beautiful messages: stay home, stay healthy, wash your hands. They were so cute messages by our own kids, and the teachers, they are continuously in touch with the children. So that
That's
makes a lot
amazing.
of
That's amazing,
what difference.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Let's take in some comments. I recently saw. First of all, a lot of people are saying you guys are doing a good job, and some people are
Thank you.
saying that it's a, what should I say, big pleasure to see Miss Aisha here.
Oh
So,
my God.
ma'am, taking
Thank you.
it's such a great privilege to listen to such a nice and humble person. This is Elia Ahmed. Elia, indeed, she is a very humble
Ali
person.
Ahmed. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
So,
sure. Yeah.
what is bookish, ma'am? Ashfaq Kasumro asks us, what is bookish knowledge? What is bookish knowledge?
Okay. Bookish knowledge is only thing the books that we learn from the book only. We do not have any practical. Like we used to have practicals. Like I'm not saying that we just concentrated on the book, whatever is written in the book, and we are doing that. What we used to do is that, like in science, we used to take our children outside, And we used to do one a plantation activity, germination of seeds,
Mhm.
and every day the children, they used to go out in a line. They used to water the plant. They used to measure it. Okay, now so many
Yes,
days have
yes,
passed. The size is this much. Color has
yes.
changed, and like this. And the bookish knowledge, I meant that we were not so much technology friendly. We were not so much into computers, because
Bilkul.
internationally it is said that children of such young age, the ones we are dealing, like from 1.5 years till 6 years, they should not be exposed to computers at an early age. But unfortunately, due to this COVID-19, we have to do it, because you see, what is happening nowadays, that parents, they have changed their priorities. Most of them are working mothers, working
Yes.
fathers, and once they come back home, instead of sitting with the children, talking to them, spending some quality time with them, instead they hand over the child the tab or the computer or laptop or their own mobile phones, and the child continuously spend hours and hours with that. And
Bilkul.
what is happening, the child is totally disconnected from the social environment, from
Bilkul,
his
miss,
friends, from
I
his
would
parents.
definitely, Bilkul, I would definitely agree to your point. I would take this forward that definitely as parents, as individuals, we do have certain responsibilities that have started off because
Yes.
women are taking responsibility of, financial needs as well as, domestic needs. So it's changing. Everything is changing. I understand your point as a person that you're right that we should not be exposing our children so much to the tablets or all these gadgets that they lose the
Yeah.
essence of what actually life is or what learning is. Miss,
Yeah,
hands-on
exactly.
activities. Hands-on activities is a very good and new term. As a teacher, I also do it with my students. I deal with, more of, higher grade students, and you deal with, very early years that require
Very
a lot of
early.
patience, a lot of patience in the
Yeah,
activities. Because, Miss,
I know.
हम लोगों का it's very easy कि हम लोग उनको बोलें कि चलो ठीक है, do it like this, and they do it. It's like that.
Yeah.
But early years में, putting hands-on activities over there where there is needed इतना सारा patience और इतनी सी वो activity होती है. How do you incorporate? How do you
No, no, no.
incorporate?
Actually, what we believe is actions are stronger than words. Most important thing. And we do not tell the child, we do not direct the child ever, "Okay, you have to do this work." We do the work quietly, and the children, they see, and they change, then they start doing it. Okay.
Hmm.
What happens once the work is completed, the task is completed, then we talk. Because you see, once if we start talking all the time, okay, now we are going to do this,
Yes.
add red and blue, and now see, this is no. We will quietly put red, because children, they know red color, they know the if you want a yellow color, then we mix it quietly and it gives us orange color. So after that we tell them, because they start concentrating on what work is going on instead of
That's absolutely.
listening to us all the time. Because you see, then the charm of that activity is lost. This is the thing. So
Definitely,
hands-on learning,
gauging students and
yes,
gauging
engaging
their
students.
attention is something that is very core, even in any subject. Let it be a
Hmm.
university level, let it be a very young level. Students' attention is very necessary in order for anyone to grow and move forward.
True.
Man,
Hmm.
as a person, I took you as a leader, I took you as a practitioner, as a human. How do you think that looking at how the things have evolved, what are the things that we are missing out now? What are the things that you believe that should be brought back to education?
Yes, the most important thing is grooming from home.
Oh,
Unfortunately, this thing is missing.
so
Like
true.
previously, we used to believe that talim and tarbiyat goes hand in hand. But now there is
Definitely.
only talim, there is no tarbiyat. I'm sorry to say this, because
I
really
know.
it breaks my heart. It hurts me badly. Because you
It's
see, the
true.
concept of greeting to each another, wishing good morning or assalamu alaikum, that is missing, still missing. Although
That
I
has
stand
missed.
on the gate every morning. Once we were, matlab previously, not nowadays, children used to come up and we used to say assalamu alaikum, good morning, how are you? Just because they should feel happy. Oh, auntie was waiting for me. So you see, this thing is missing. The like what I would think, that previously most of the mothers, they were giving due importance to these things.
That's
And
true.
yes, yeah, and plus, the social development and the emotional development plus the spiritual development. Whatever work we are doing at school, like at our DHACSS Montessori, you know that very well, that we have Islamiyat as well, Islamic values and ethical values, moral values, it's given due importance. Along with that, patriotism. That is very
Oh.
important. Children don't
Yeah,
know, they should know each and everything about our lovely country, Pakistan.
definitely,
It's
definitely.
not only wo
Pakistan,
Qaid Azam,
definitely.
Allama Iqbal and wo Minaar-e-Pakistan. It's much more than that. So we are working on that also. We celebrate days. We have activities. We had science exhibition in which all the DHACSS pre-primary schools they were there with us, and it was a great learning and teaching day for all of
Miss,
us.
I want to know more about exhibitions. What do these young minds exhibit? What do they show? What do they
No, no,
create?
they are full of creativity. I must tell you, these young children, their minds, they are very, mashallah. I have a very committed staff, a very, mashallah, well prepared people. We work with diligence, all of us. So you see, we choose all those topics which the children find easier and which they find interesting, I must say. Not easier, but new, interesting, innovative. Like last year, we had, not last year, a year before that, we had science exhibition, and we had invited all the schools of our DHACSS community, and they were there, and the children were, I must say, they were full of knowledge. They were sharing, they were speaking about it. Like we had solar system, and children knew everything about each and every one of planets. Likewise, we
Wow.
had rainforest, we had jungle life, we had so many other things.
मिस
Pollution
मजा
was
मिस
there.
मजा मजा तो बहुत आता होगा राइट इतने
बहुत मजा
छोटे
आता है.
छोटे बच्चों के साथ वो फुल अपने एक्सपेरिमेंट्स कुछ गिरा रहे हैं कुछ कर रहे हैं कुछ अभी तक मसरूफ है अपने उसमें मगन है मिस लाइक
They are so
जब मैं
excited.
एग्जैक्टली जब मैं अर्ली इयर्स में जाती हूँ लाइक अगर मैं मेरा जाना होता है जस्ट फॉर कोई इंटरव्यू लेना हो या तो कोई आपको फोनिक्स पर बात करनी हो लिंग्विस्टिक्स के उस पर कोई रिसर्च करनी हो
हाँ.
तो जाना होता है तो जैसे मैं हर किस्म की लाइक छोटे छोटे हर जगह होते हैं राइट एंड एवरीथिंग इज लाइक वेरी attractive, it's so colorful. And I've seen this even in my daughters, and even if when we were teaching or we were, I'm still teaching, we play with colors, we attract students towards it. I've seen so much peripheral learning now कि उसको हम लोग बहुत तरजीह देते हैं कि आप अपनी environment से सीखो, आप अपनी
Environment से.
exactly. तो मिस अब आप हमें बताएं as a person who is now, what should I say, experimenting and continuously working for the betterment of the youngsters or very, early years kids. So, Miss, what are the new techniques that you have brought up?
Well, basically, we are Montessorians. So we work with the Montessori material. Plus, we have started off with many things in my school. Like we have started off with Chinese language in my school. We have got a Chinese teacher, and the children are giving wonderful. They are learning so well, and they are learning so quickly. They are taking a lot of martial interest in it. Plus, we have science corner. Achha, another thing, we were talking about various electronic gadgets. And I was a little annoyed with that also, I must say, about the tab especially, because children, they spend hours and hours. So what we have done, we have arranged for manual gadgets of, manual tabs. And it is, and the children, they love to work with that. So they do it with their hands.
That's a new thing. What is a manual tab? How do you work with it?
Manual tab is a thing that is called Logico, and it is something imported, and we have got it from Kafayat people, and they are very much into it. So it is really helpful for the children. It makes them learn. They can sit there for hours. They work with it, and it is not only colors and shapes and numbers. It's all there. Like sums are also there, addition sums are also there, subtraction is also there. There are lot many things, and the children, each child sit with it, and we do have a time for that. Even we have little science experiment also conducting in our school. You must come up and see, because it's totally changed now. We have
Miss, I would definitely pay a visit. Miss,
Sure,
one
please
more
come
thing
over.
now I will start that आपने बात करी न्यू लैंग्वेज इंट्रोड्यूस करवाने की चाइनीज लैंग्वेज इंट्रोड्यूस करवाने की आई हैव ऑलवेज रिसर्च शोज के बच्चों को जब 1 से 2 से 3 लैंग्वेजेस आती हैं they're more sharper, they're more
They're
smarter.
more sharper.
So
Yes.
so what was the idea of DHA bringing Chinese? Because DHA has always innovated. They brought swimming, they brought gymnastics. Because in my time, swimming and gymnastics was the only thing that was in those days. तो मैंने तो वही सीखा. Now when my daughter is here, so definitely Chinese is here as well. Even her in her school as well, there's Chinese. So why are we bringing new languages in education?
Because you see, at this age, children, they learn very quickly and they learn very
Hmm,
easily.
true.
And I must say that it's good to learn a foreign language that is much more simpler to them.
Hmm,
And Chinese is very much in nowadays. The children, I think very soon we'll be having Chinese in most of the schools. Because you see,
hmm,
that's going to be another basic international language. Another
okay.
thing is that besides Chinese, we have Urdu also. And the children, they write, mashallah, essays on it, short essays, few lines only. But you
That's
see, Urdu
amazing.
writing is a bit tough for young children. But still,
It's so
mashallah, they
tough.
are doing very well.
So tough.
It is.
Even for us, even for us, sometimes it
Yeah.
gets so tough. No, it's not something to be, my mom always tells me that Sundus, इसमें कोई हंसने की बात नहीं है ये बहुत शर्मिंदगी की बात है कि तुम
I know.
पूरा
Being
एक
a
अच्छे से
Pakistani,
नहीं लिख
हमारा
पा रहे
होना
हो
चाहिए.
बिल्कुल और
Uh,
मिस मैं तो बहुत बहुत ज्यादा सपोर्ट करती हूँ और मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ कि इंग्लिश से पहले आपको उर्दू आनी चाहिए इफ यू डोंट नो योर L1 हाउ
yes.
विल यू एक्सप्लोर इन योर L2 so Urdu is a basic need. Urdu
Yes,
is
it
there,
is.
it should be
Indeed.
taught.
Indeed, it is.
Miss, now
Indeed, it
coming
is.
on to your parental bodies, how have they evolved and how do you see the changes?
The kind of parents, yes, they have they have changed. It's a lot more change people coming up. And I think previously, such young children, like the age from 1.5 to 2 years, they were not sent to school.
Yes.
They were kept at home. And usually they used to go by from the age of 3.5 or 4. 3.5 was
Hmm.
supposed to be a very young age for the children. But now the time has changed. The children, they are more smarter, with all my due respect to you, Sundar. I don't mean say ke Malaika is more smarter than you, but the thing is, yes, the children they actually you see they have more one exposure to them nowadays.
बिल्कुल.
They are more exposed to all the martial electronic wo jo hai, gadgets. Technology has changed. The parents are more martial aware of these things. So the
बिल्कुल,
children they are
बिल्कुल.
learning, and the world is changing very very rapidly. Even
Very
the
rapidly.
toys that you have nowadays, they are all educational from one point or the other. And the parents, I'm glad that they go for such toys that are what are educational rather than going for guns or going for such kind of things that are totally, I must say, is a total violence. And we are
Yeah,
totally
बिल्कुल,
against
बिल्कुल.
getting guns or swords from for the
हाँ मिस
kids.
मिस इवन आई हर्ड दैट अब तो स्कूल्स में बकायदा ये रूल आ गया है दैट स्टूडेंट्स आर नॉट सपोज टू ब्रिंग दोस गन्स और वरना जैसे हमारे स्कूल में हम लोग सब सोल्जर्स वगैरह बनते थे सब लोग आपस में तो इट वाज ऑल गुड बट नाउ दे आर रियली emphasizing and I should appreciate it because why once you have the knowledge कि नहीं this is bad at a very young age you
Hmm.
start getting away from things और आपको इस तरह इंट्रोड्यूस करवाया जाए ना कि वो बात बुरी ना लगे या वो बात बहुत ज्यादा अट्रैक्टिव ना हो जाए तो डेफिनेटली फिर
Huh.
आप उसको छोड़ने लगते हो और फिर आप बोलते हो यस दिस इज रॉन्ग फॉर मी एंड आई शुड नॉट डू दिस
एग्जैक्टली एक्चुअली लाइक यू सेड कि हम लोग सोल्जर बनते थे तो वो तो उनको ये पता होता है कि ये तो सिर्फ मैंने अभी सिर्फ अपने इस प्ले के लिए लिया हुआ है सो दे नो कि नहीं ये उस जमाने की कहानी है तो वो सोल्जर्स swords यूज करते थे एंड इस तरह से तो दैट इज सो लिटिल डिफरेंट बट यस like we have these fancy guns and such kind of things around. So I think we should not go for it. We should rather go for books. That is missing. The storybooks are missing.
the
Children,
storybooks
they
are
are
missing
not, yeah. We have a wonderful library in our school, and the children and the teachers take their students each day. A section is supposed to visit the library, and they sit there, go through the books, and the teachers tell them a story with all the puppets and everything to make the things very very interesting. And what happens is they at times once you relate a story, once you tell them a story, you have to tell them with change of your tone, your pitch, to make it more attractive. And the children, they love it. Because I still
yes miss
remember
definitely
once I was teaching. I used to tell the story of that Snow White and the seven dwarfs. And you see, once I used to once I used to do that, my whole class used to go around like those dwarfs, and we used to sing that same song.
So sweet.
And that red apple was something to be avoided. So that was the main thing. One of mother, she came up to me and she said, "Please, ma'am, miss ये नहीं बोला करें, नहीं बताएं red apple का बच्चा apple नहीं खा रहा." Then I had to change the story and tell them, say, "नहीं, that was that apple. Now it is no more here in Pakistan. We do not have that poisonous apple." So the child was. Then the children were happy. So just a small.
That's a very good experience. Miss, I would share Mehwish Hasnain's comment I just recently read. She says, give some suggestions to the parents that how
Regard.
should they, yeah, start off, because right now, Miss, COVID is here. सब घर में हैं. We're trying our level best. सबसे ज़्यादा हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं? What are those small little, integrated activities that we can start with our children that would make a big change, or that would just build better relationships with the students? What should we teach our kids?
First of all, what I personally think, we need to learn to be patient with the children, because I know mothers are at home. They are working throughout the day, because right now we do not have maids around. Also, most of us, they are not coming there. So
Yes.
ladies, there's a lot of work. There's a lot of stress, workload on them. So first of all, you should try to, like in our Montessori system, there is one subject that we call EPL, exercise of on a practical life. In that, simple task is done. Like children are taught to hold the tray. They learn to pour things. So in the daily routine work, they can involve the children in their small task, little tasks going around.
The home chores, definitely.
Home chores, like in washing or cutting of the vegetables or peeling with a peeler. They can sit. That will improve their hand grip also. That will improve their pincer movements also. So they can sit with the peeler. They can peel cucumber or potato or carrot. That will help the children.
Definitely.
And that will help the mothers
motor
also.
skills जो होती हैं हम लोग बात करते हैं
जी फाइन मोटर स्किल्स आपकी बहुत अच्छी उससे बेहतर हो जाती हैं. आपका कंसंट्रेशन बहुत होता है. Okay, you can give them instead of going to the shop and getting those वो जो है Play-Doh, you can make it at home with little bit of flour and oil, little water, and if you want, you can add a food color. Even if it falls and the child's put it in the mouth, it won't harm the child. If there's some very young kid, so they can work with that. Plus, we have pegs that we once we wash the clothes and we hang outside. We use those pegs, na? वो क्या उसको बोलते हैं, चिमटे चीटियां जो भी whatever you call
वो जो पकड़ने वाले होते हैं कपड़ों को,
वो पकड़ने वाले होते हैं. तो वो बच्चे उससे खेलते भी रहते हैं ना. हमारी ये एक्सरसाइज है ये मॉन्टेसरी की, इससे भी यही होता है. पेंसिल ग्रिप आपकी अच्छी होती है. So you can involve them. Yeah. Plus we have sweeping exercise in our classes.
Oh, that's
उससे क्या होता है, एक बच्चों को yeah with small वो जो dustpan और उससे brush से children can do it. This will keep them busy and they will learn. Concentration develop होता है और organize होना बच्चे सीखते हैं. फिर cleanliness का भी आता है. There's a lot indirect. Basically Montessori में indirect learning बहुत ज़्यादा है. We pay stress on the concept and the indirect learning, and this is a kind of hands-on learning as well. Because you see, children are doing it. You can sit with the children.
Miss, thank you so much for such amazing suggestions. As a leader, I see you a person who's very humble, because जब से मैं आपसे बात कर रही हूँ, you're always appreciating your staff, and I've even seen you with your staff.
They are my strength.
Oh, definitely. That's a huge thing. That's a huge thing to say as a leader.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
What are the good things you want in the new teachers? Just give us some recommendations.
Well, first and foremost is dedication, and the person needs to be focused. She has to set up her goals and she has to follow objectives. Punctuality, dedication, commitment, it helps you. It helps you to flourish. And a lot of patience that is missing nowadays, because you see if a person loses all these things, if he is not patient, he's not regular, he's not punctual, he's not serious about the work, you will not be happy. You can never ever succeed.
Definitely.
And you should be thankful to Allah Ta'ala for all the blessings that He has given you, rather than crying over that, yaar, I'm
Definitely.
getting such a less pay. 15,000 ही तो मिल रहे हैं, मैं क्यों काम करूं? Please, यहाँ पे 20 मिल रहे हैं या 30 मिल रहे हैं.
Definitely.
It's not 20 or 30 or 15. Once you are thankful to Allah Ta'ala, Allah Ta'ala is going to give you blessings, a lot of blessings that we don't know how much we are avoiding nowadays with our simple comments.
बिल्कुल
And
miss.
I must say that yes, teachers, they need to be serious about their work. That is very important. They should have sound
Professionalism.
knowledge of their subjects and
Yes.
sound knowledge of their subjects, and should be willing to share their knowledge. It's not that
Definitely.
if I know something, I will not tell you. Otherwise, my children will be doing well, and your children are. No, it should be, and it should be like a family. We should work like a family, like a team,
बिल्कुल miss. Definitely. It's
and the
like we
onus
always
should be
say, it's your
there.
second home. It's your second home.
Yeah,
That your workplace is your second home, and you need to own it. You need to be loyal to it. Thank you so much, Miss
yeah.
Aisha. The
My
time you've
pleasure. My
given me,
pleasure.
it went by like in air, and it was amazing. Say some few words, and then we're wrapping it off. Just how was your experience? How was this live session? What do you
I
suggest? And
I must say that I'm really thankful to you, Sundas, and to
uh,
your institution for inviting me for such a fabulous, for such a wonderful session. It was a great experience for me, and I look forward for furthermore such lovely sessions. And you see, I'm always ready to direct people. I'm always ready to help them out, and I'm always ready to see my children flourishing and becoming confident and patriotic and good Muslims, good citizens of our beloved country. This is what I want
thank
to
you so
say.
much.
And yes, you should always have be truthful. You should always be committed, and you should always work towards betterment of your country, of your institution, wherever you are working. And I'm
Welcome.
again thankful to you
Thank you.
for inviting me. It was a great
नहीं,
experience for me, and I wish all the best for you and your institution. Thank you so very
thank
much.
you. Thank you so much, Miss. This was Miss Aisha Wasty with us, and we had a lovely discussion all over about how early years are, and how, as uh, parents, how teachers, how just individuals, we can shape and we can make our youngsters, or the younger children in our world, a better side for all of us. We learned a lot from her. Actually, we learned that सिर्फ एक्सपीरियंस नहीं, आपका अपना जो ओवरऑल सराउंडिंग होता है, आपका खुद का जो लहजा होता है, आपके खुद की जो टोन्स होती हैं, everything is very what should I say, helpful and very important in a child's development. So we will have more sessions like this, and thank you so much for everybody who's commenting, and thank you so much for all your support. I would thank Greenwich University for giving us this great opportunity, and have a good day. I wish you all the best, and stay safe, everyone. Pakistan Zindabad.